Good time. Anytime you need a payment. Good time. Anytime you need a free.
If you remember Johnny Brown as the portly super with a megawatt smile from the CBS sitcom Good Times, you no doubt recall what a funny actor he was. However, if that's all you remember or know about this performer, you have missed out on a lot. Johnny was way more versatile than you may have thought. In addition to acting, he was also a singer, a songwriter, and an impressionist, as well as a dancer and writer, and even a boxer. Johnny Brown was born June 11, 1937 in St. Petersburg, Florida, and he knew early on that he was destined for a career as a performer.
When I was small, I think most kids say they don't know what they want to do. I think when I was small, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. When I was in school, I was always into plays because I had a big mouth. I could enunciate. You could hear me all over, all over the auditorium. I could always sing. And I never really remember being an amateur. Mm-hmm. And I guess, that as the years went by, things, being around certain venues, you pick up things. Mm-hmm. You don't go to school for them. I never studied voice until I was, about 19 or 20 years old. And then I started studying classical music. Mm-hmm. But everything else was on the job training. Uh-huh. Like when I did my first Broadway show, I had never gone to a Broadway show. I had never seen a Broadway show. Mm-hmm. I was aware of Broadway, but I had no aspirations of being in a Broadway show.
He began his career in the 50s as a nightclub singer and recording artist, and even released a couple of singles for Columbia Records in 1961. Walking, Talking, Kissing Doll was one, as well as the romantic ballad Sundown.
Sundown, and the evening is new again. Sundown finds me longing for you again.
Johnny also gained fame with a stand-up routine that included an impressive command of impressions.
There was a boy, a very strange enchanting boy. Say he wandered very far over land and sea. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
As spot on as that was, it's not every male mimic that can master famous female celebrities.
I don't know why, 'cause I'm feeling so sad. I love to have something I've never had no kisses. Oh, what I've been missing. Love, woman, oh, where can you be?
And this was his signature impression.
Hello, darling. This is Louis. Darling, it's so nice to have you back where you belong. Yes, you're looking swell, darling. I say I can tell, mama, you're growing, yes, you're growing old. You're looking swell. I feel the blue bubbles on the say. How do you play old favorite songs? Bubbles on the
Johnny even got the chance to work with Satchmo in the 1964 movie A Man Called Adam, which also starred Cicely Tyson, Ossie Davis, Frank Sinatra Jr., and Sammy Davis Jr.
Because it's gonna bounce right back on you. And that ain't no stage joke either.
Johnny plays the part of Blind Les, who interacts with Sammy Davis Jr.'s character, a struggling jazz musician who has trouble coping with the problems of everyday life. The movie also features Peter Lawford, Mel Torme, and Lola Falana. In addition to being Johnny Brown's film debut, it is also the feature film debut of Janae Dubois, who would play Willona, his co-star on Good Times.
I see a guy. Gotta talk to him. Keep an eye on my girl, will you, Vinny?
His relationship with Sammy Davis Jr. goes way back. In fact, he made his Broadway acting debut with Sammy in Golden Boy, which ran from 1964 through 1966, in which Sammy says Johnny stole the show from him. Working with Sammy was a watershed event for the young talent, as the two became close friends and even toured together with Sammy's nightclub act. Johnny referred to Sammy as not just a mentor, but a father figure. In fact, unbeknownst to him at the time, it was Sammy that landed the young comic a spot on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In.
Sammy was the type of person to just pick up a telephone. He didn't tell you what he was going to do. He didn't brag about it. He didn't boast that I did this for you. He did it.
Right.
And at the end of the 69 season, I get a call to do the show Laugh-In. Now, I never find out till a year later that Sammy was responsible for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had dinner with Rona Martin, and at that particular time, they said we were looking for new faces, and Sammy, without batting an eye, said, get Johnny Brown. That's the way it happened.
It was during this time that Brown was considered by Norman Lear for the role of Lamont on Sanford and Son, but his commitment on Laugh-In prevented this. The role was also offered to Cleavon Little before Damon Wilson landed the part that made his career. Johnny also knew Neil Simon, who had just written a screenplay for a movie starring Sandy Dennis and Jack Lemmon, and offered him a small part in that. In fact, it was that role that prompted him to move to Hollywood in the first place.
I came out to Los Angeles in 69 to do a film that Neil Simon wanted me to do a part in a movie, The Out-of-Towners.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a small part, it was a raid on the train, but he wanted me to do it. And I came out and I stayed here just for 1 week. And within a week's time, I found an agent. I had a meeting with Ethel Wynant, who was the head of casting at CBS at that time.
Right.
And by the time I got back to New York, I had a series. You know, and just one thing led to the other.
Oh, 2 chicken sandwiches, please.
Sorry, no chicken.
Not chicken?
Yeah, that's chicken. When he eats that, that's the end of the chicken.
They're out of chicken, George.
Got ham or cheese?
No ham.
Just cheese.
No cheese.
No cheese.
What do you have?
Peanut butter on white bread.
What else you got?
More peanut butter on white bread. Ran out of everything a few minutes ago, ma'am.
But don't you have anything else? My husband isn't allowed to eat peanut butter or white bread.
I got saltine crackers and green olives. That's all, ma'am. We didn't expect 350 people tonight. No, ma'am.
All right, if I bring my wife the peanut butter sandwich, I'm going to have the crackers and olives.
And 1 coffee and 1 milk.
Sorry, ma'am. No coffee, no milk.
No milk. No milk.
I got tonic water and clam juice, but they ain't cold.
Do you want the clam juice?
Warm? With crackers and olives?
Never mind the drinks.
Yes, ma'am. Is that separate checks?
No, I'll pay the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
After 54 episodes of Laugh-In, Johnny joined Good Times in the second season as building superintendent Nathan Bookman. If you notice the evolution of his character, you would also see that he was initially an adversary of the Evans family, working in an underhanded way to get them evicted from their apartment.
I heard somebody yelling in here.
It was nothing, Mr. Bookman, nothing.
Hey, man, you know me. I don't mean to make any trouble.
Yeah, we know.
Hey, but you know, excessive noise is prohibited. Boy, it sure broke my heart to have to evict the Andersons because of that. Well, that's clause 11 of your lease. But you folks know about that clause.
That's the oh yeah clause.
Do I smell biscuits?
I suppose you would want some?
Nah, I couldn't, really. Maybe a few. Make it a dozen.
Did you say a dozen?
That'll be enough.
Oh. Hi, y'all.
Hey, well,
Hi, Willow.
Hi, Miss Woods.
Hi, Mr. Booger.
That's Booker.
Here you are.
Hey, that sure is sweet of you, Thelma. See you guys later. Oh, and, you know, about the noise. You know me, I don't like to make no trouble. Forget it.
You know, before that fat rascal got this job, he didn't weigh but 120 pounds.
Oh,
Johnny remained a regular on Good Times until the end of its run in 1979, but even before that, he made appearances in The Rookies, Lots of Luck, Get Christy Love, Chico and the Man, and many others. Even before Good Times, Johnny appeared with Esther Roll on an episode of Maude.
Hey, sweet mama.
If there's one thing I'm proud of, is that I ain't your mama.
Now, why don't you hit the lady of the house that the sales representative of the world-renowned Prophet Jones Aluminum Siding Company is here. Come on, brown sugar, I ain't got all day.
Just a minute. What makes you think that a black woman wearing an apron can't be the lady of this house?
Well,
Oh, you think I ain't fancy enough to be the
I
lady
didn't
of the
say
house
that.
in a fancy neighborhood
Please,
like
miss.
this? Is that it?
No, I'm sorry. I'm
You
very
better
sorry.
be.
You sure got a gassy pad here, though. Hey, what do you say I come in and sit down and chat for a few minutes?
Not if you're stupid enough to think that a black lady in a neighborhood like this could be the lady of the house, you can.
Johnny Brown has just about done it all, including a stint as a boxer, which didn't exactly please everyone.
You know, it's ridiculous to live on this earth and to die and not do anything. And everybody's given a talent. So I guess that was mine, you know. I wanted to play basketball, you know. But,
well, you were a boxer too?
Yeah, I boxed, you know. I boxed, yeah.
Thank God you gave it up.
Yeah, well, my mother didn't want me to do it, you know. And then the political aspects of boxing, I didn't want any parts of. So I said, well, I'll go with the show business.
In 1987, he appeared on stage with Jennifer Holliday in the hit musical The Gospel Truth, which earned him an NAACP Theater Award for Best Actor. Not one to let grass grow under his feet, Johnny continued to act well into the 2000s on shows such as Everybody Hates Chris.
Well, now this year, our fashion show has been nothing less than spectacular.
He also appeared on The Parenthood, The Parkers, Touched by an Angel, The Wayans Brothers, and many, many more. But of course, we'll always remember him as Bookman from Good Times.
Hey, wait a minute. I don't remember that picture.
That's Keith laying flat on the ground. Turn the page. No, wait a minute. I remember. That's the shot that JJ took and tripped you when you came down the aisle and busted your knee. Thank you, Bookman. Don't mention it. Hey, right now there's somebody I want you to meet. Hey, Stanley. Folks, this is Stanley Sifford, my replacement.
Hi, sure is nice to meet you, folks. Nathan here's been showing me the ropes. And you know that's strange, because most guys would have turned their back on somebody who's taking their job.
It's not your fault, Stanley. It's not anybody's fault.
See? You see what I mean? He is one of a kind. Now, you know they broke the mold when they made him.
I think I know why it broke.
Brown's final screen appearance was as Granddad in 2013's In the Cut, and In the Cut, the movie, a year earlier. On March 2nd, 2022, Johnny passed away at the age of 84. He collapsed shortly after leaving the doctor's office after an appointment for his pacemaker and was pronounced dead when he was brought to the hospital. Johnny leaves behind a daughter, actress Sharon Brown, who has been on A Different World, Sister Act 2, The Good Fight, and many others, as well as his wife, June, with whom he had been married since 1961.
I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. Oh, you're a walking, talking, a kissing doll. I'm crazy about your charms. I know your tender arms. Well, oh, you're a walking, talking, a kissing doll. You drive me wild with just one smile. You make my life complete. You look at me and ooh-wee, how can anyone be so sweet? I love the way you walk. I love the way you talk. Well, you're a walking, talking, kissing dog. I love the way you walk, love the way you talk. Well, you're a walking, talking, kissing dog. I'm crazy about your charms and all your tender arms. Well, you're a walking, talking, kissing dog. Kissing dog. You're a kissing dog. You're a walking, talking, kissing dog.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the share button, especially if your friends, like you, have great taste. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, that way you'll be notified whenever I add new content. And feel free to leave a comment or two.